Hello friends and folks. We are in the car. Well, actually it's a truck. It's Robbie's truck, one of his trucks. And if you'll notice behind us, I don't know if you can see through that window or not, but we actually have a trailer back there. And this trailer is loaded, thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of tools and wood and you name it, it's been put in there. So, Bob and I are taking this for Robbie because our son Robbie, he and his family moved to Arkansas to Ouchita Hills, and our daughter-in-law is the music director over the academy, and so she is loving her new job. She's getting used to, homeschooling the kids plus doing her job, and she's really enjoying what she's doing, and she's loving these kids. These kids are just, she's having a ball. And so we are headed through the mountains, and so I'm going to turn this back around so that you can see what leaves haven't fallen off the trees, all the beautiful colors as we are going along. I'll talk and y'all can see what's going on. So there's not a lot of leaves. The higher we get, it seems like more of the leaves have already fallen off the trees, but still we're still seeing a lot of color, a lot of fall color. It's just absolutely beautiful. And in the forefront here, you can see mountains past that truck, that 18-wheeler in front of us. You can see the mountains of North Carolina. There are a lot of homesteaders that live, in the mountains of North Carolina. They're in different places. One of them actually just in the last 6 months has moved away from North Carolina and moved over the line into Tennessee. And that's Green Acre Homestead. I love to watch Sam and Angela and all the different things they do, and I like to watch Sam craft. See, all this beautiful color is just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And thank the Lord, it's blue skies. I mean, the last several days, almost a week, it's just been so dreary at home, and so just so grateful, so blessed to be able to see beautiful blue skies. So Arkansas is quite a way. I reckon we've almost come, it's either been 5 or 6 hours worth of driving. And usually it would be about 4.5 hours to 4 hours to where we're at right now. But since we moved to Wilson and we're in that city, that town, it's a little bit further. So we've probably been driving, I'd say, either 5 or 5.5 hours. So possibly 6, but I don't think so. I think so. And isn't that just gorgeous? Just look at that. I mean, God, He is so amazing. And to think all these mountains were pushed up and created by the flood. Oh, it's just amazing. Just amazing. So as we're making our journey to Arkansas, we should be there tomorrow evening before sundown, and before Sabbath begins. We will let you see a lot of the scenery as we go through a lot of the areas. We're on Interstate 40, and you take Interstate 40 pretty much through the whole thing to get to Robbie's house. You have to cut off of 40 once you get into Amity, but I Can't wait to see the grandkids. They called us last night, and they were talking to Bob and me both, or Grumpy and me both. And by the way, I forgot to tell you who this is. This is Granny with Granny and Grumpy's Homestead. Sorry. I'm so excited about seeing mountains, I can't even remember who I am. So, anyhow, it's beautiful.
Knock you in the head. Maybe that'll help.
Bob said he'll knock me in the head, and maybe that'll help. We had just stopped for about 15 minutes and let Bob take a power nap because he was a little bit on the tired side. We had eaten lunch, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes earlier, and I think the foods that we ate, we were trying to be very selective about what we were eating so that it wouldn't make us tired, but I think some of it still made us a little bit tired. Bob was struggling, so I said, pull over, man. So we did. We went to a rest area, and I walked around, and he slept. I'm not really sleepy, but I was early this morning, but not now. So we are in Old Fort, and
yeah, we're going to be going up the Continental Divide pretty soon.
Yeah.
So I figured maybe I should take a little nap before we go up the mountain.
Yep. And so when my grandson Tyler loves to hear me tell stories about when I was growing up, or Bob was growing up, or when his parent was growing up, and his aunts and uncles, and even when he and Elena were growing up, as they have been growing. He loves to hear stories. So this is for you, Tyler, just for you. So whenever I was a teenager, I went to school up here in the mountains, and we have two schools, and one of them is Fletcher Academy, which is in Fletcher, North Carolina, and then the other one is Mount Pisgah Academy, which is in Candler, North Carolina. And the one in Candler stinks really bad. Now, when I say that, I'm very serious, dead serious, in fact. There is a paper mill there, and in the mornings before you would go to school each day, the paper mill would be hard at work, and we would be outside going to eat breakfast at the cafeteria, and then heading to our classes or to our jobs, depending on which age group you were in, which class and all. Well, you just about choked getting to any of those places because you know how it smells when you go to a hog farm? Well, that's the way it smells from a paper mill.
It's not that bad.
Oh no, it's terrible. And you have a very, very hard time breathing. And every morning it was like that, except for the weekends. Weekends it wasn't like that, but every school morning it was that way. So when I was a senior, well, actually it started when I was a junior, not a junior, but a sophomore. I started at Mount Pisgah Academy, but I got injured when I went to Bible camp in October. And as we were coming back on Halloween, my mother had come up to see me. And we were just pulling in on the bus, and I had gotten so badly injured that she said, no more, you're coming home. You need to get well, because I had hurt myself real bad. Look at those trees. Aren't they gorgeous? Just amazing. We are going up.
Going up Black Mountain.
Going up the mountain. We're going to go towards Black Mountain. We're not there yet, but 7 miles to Black Mountain, and we are pulling several thousand, I mean, at least 3,000, if not more, and I suspect probably more. We're probably bringing up the mountain about 4,500 pounds at least. And that's not even counting the truck that we're in and the trailer itself. But anyway.
You might be exaggerating a little there.
Maybe a little. Well, at least counting the truck and the trailer. And so, I had to go home. Well, before I went home, that first half of that semester, I had become friends with a girl named Mary Miles. And her daddy was a doctor and her mother was a nurse in the town of Old Fort that we passed just a little bit ago. She actually lives in Morganton now. But she and I became friends, and her sisters and I became friends as well. Her sisters are older than I am. And we just, became really good friends. And we have been friends ever since. So when I went back my senior year there, Mary and I became best friends. And to this day, we may not have been able to see each other or to have talked to each other for a length of time, but the minute that we get back on the phone or we're in person in front of each other, it's like as if we never had any time between us. And she is my best friend. And then I have other friends who are also very, very good friends as well, but she's my best friend and longest friend I've ever had. And so anyway, we're getting up this mountain. We're heading towards the Continental Divide. I would have been a little bit frightened if I'd have been the one driving this.
Well, I'm taking it easy. It's pulling real good. It's doing 55, 60, so.
Yeah, it's doing real well.
These trucks are struggling getting up here.
It's just beautiful. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. We will be taking this truck and a trailer to Arkansas. We'll spend a few days over there with the grandkids and with Robbi and Olga. And they will drive us Tuesday morning. Probably, I reckon we'll leave their house about 8 o'clock in the morning. And they'll drive us Robbi will drive us to Little Rock, Arkansas, to the airport. And we will fly back home. Jenny will pick us up and deliver us home. So, very, very grateful.
Your ears popping?
Yeah, my ears are popping. So beautiful, so beautiful. The colors, Bob and I, we haven't been to the mountains at this time of year. Oh, it's probably been 25 years at least. And this is a definite blessing and treat to be able to get to see this. It's so beautiful, just so beautiful.
Well, we're at the top of the mountain.
Yep.
My ears are about to explode.
Yep, we're going past the Continental Divide now. Right there's the sign that said Eastern Continental Divide. Woo, here's the part I don't like, is going back down the hill now. Especially when you've got, quite a few thousand pounds behind you. So, we are in Buncombe County. Yay! We are almost at Black Mountain. So beautiful. I told Bob that once he got us across the gorge, and that we were in Tennessee, that I would, I don't mind trying to drive the truck. I just want to be where I'm not going to be going through any mountainous areas, and I'm not going to have to cross the gorge, because the gorge already intimidates me terribly. So I don't want to drive this thing across it. I've been praying for days that the Lord will open up the way for there to be very few vehicles as we go across the gorge, so that I am not frightened in any kind of way. And I believe He's going to do it. I believe He's going to do it. I've been praying for days now for it. So, wow. We didn't get to go to camp meeting this year, so we missed getting to come up here in the spring. Black Mountain Center. My grandfather, my real grandfather, who was my biological grandfather, my mother's daddy, he died in Black Mountain before I was ever born. He had TB. He was he made tombstones, and he died from rock dust. And once rock dust gets into your lungs, it can't come back out, and so it hardens up your lungs. And he didn't die from that, but he got TB from it. And what he died from was the doctors gave him a medication that he was allergic to, and they had been told this, but doctors, being the way they are, they think they're God. They don't always listen to what you tell them or think that you mean it. And so he died from being given antibiotics. So he was given penicillin. So wow, that is so big. Well, I'm going to turn it back around for a few. Hope that we'll tune you in a little while again once we've gotten into Tennessee, or once we pass the gorge.
You need to turn it on while we're going through the gorge so that they can see you freaking out.
Well, we'll see. I might. But I love coming up here. I love the two schools that we have, and I wish that they were in better shape spiritually than they are, but one day maybe. And so anyway, I'm gonna say bye for now, and I'll talk to you a little bit again in a little while. Well, friends, I just wanted to let you know that we are heading into the gorge, and look at this.
Wall-to-wall
it is
trucks.
wall to wall 18-wheelers. So we're going to be a while getting through the gorge, I have a feeling. So, we don't know why it's like this. We just know that it's like, at times it's a dead standstill. Thankfully we did, right before we got into this, we stopped and got gas. So we are grateful for that. So, yeah, it's a little bit intimidating, the gorge is, but when you're surrounded by 18-wheelers, it's even worse intimidation. So I do not like myself to drive through the gorge. It really concerns me. There's my key foods. There's the Little Debbie truck. The Seventh Adventist people used to own the Little Debbie.
I think you're pointing towards the steering wheel then.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the Little Debbie truck. And the Seventh Adventist Church used to, the people in the Adventist Church in Tennessee used to own the Little Debbie company. But I think that they have sold out to somebody. I don't remember who it was sold to, but McKee Foods. There's Little Debbie. Oh, we're at a standstill again. And I think Bob was hoping I would freak out so that I could make a fool of myself on this movie, on this video, but
well, you did freak out a little seeing all the trucks all around you and stuff.
Well, good morning, friends. This is Friday morning. This is our second day of our journey, and outside, sunshine, yay! We made it past the gorge. Things went well, and we stopped in reckon it was like Knoxville or close to Knoxville.
No, it's past Knoxville.
It was past Knoxville, but I don't remember the name of the place. But anyhow, we stopped there for the night. And we've been on the road now probably about 45 minutes. And we are heading to Arkansas. So it's really beautiful outside this morning. And it's a long way yet to go. Robbi has left Lewisburg, and he is probably, I would say, past Asheville by now. I don't know exactly where he's at. He didn't know when we talked to him, but I don't think he had been paying attention to, towns, but he was paying attention to the road. And so, anyway, we're moseying on, getting closer and closer to Arkansas, even though we've still got a long, long way to go. And so, I just wanted to tell you that I'm glad that you were with us for the short time that this video has been being made. And thank you so much for standing behind us and watching our videos. And when we get home, we'll show you some more about the things that we're doing there. I'm going to be starting a couple new channels. One is going to be on vegan cooking, and I am getting well, definitely. Bob's getting well too. We're both feeling much, much better, even though yesterday I ate something I shouldn't have and I'm hurting a little bit, but not nearly as bad as what I would have been hurting. I've been taking a product called Moringa, Moringa, and I'm also taking something called Cat's Claw with it, and it is taking all my pain away. So unless I goof up, like I goofed up yesterday, if I goof up and I eat something and I don't realize that it's nightshade or something that I'm not supposed to have, then that messes me up. But the pain is not nearly as bad as it was before I started taking Moringa and Cat's Claw. So very, very grateful for both of those products, and those are things that God created, not man manipulated. And so I'm feeling better, and Bob's feeling better. He's getting more energy. He's not as tired as usual. Still tired some, but he's able to go longer days and do things more than what he was able to do. So anyway,
I seem to recover from a hard day a little easier.
He recovers from a hard day's work much faster and easier, and doesn't suffer as bad.
Yeah,
So.
The day before we left, I worked a really hard day. I mean, it was, I don't even want to tell you, but it probably worked about 10 hours that day. Real strenuous the whole day, and I recovered from it pretty quickly. Was able to drive 500 miles yesterday, and got another 500 today. But no biggie, we'll make it.
Yeah, yesterday he only we only had to take a nap. I couldn't take a nap because I was being tortured. So going through all the mountains and the twists and the turns and everything was torturing me, so I couldn't sleep. But he took a nap for about 15 minutes, a power nap, and when he woke up, he was good to go for the rest of the day. And we pulled in for night, to go to bed and stuff. It was some 7 something or another when we got there to the Quality Inn, and it was a nice motel. The bed I slept on was amazing. I wished I could have put it in the back of this truck. So we just wanted to tell you a little bit about the Moringa, because it really is helping us. And how I found out about Moringa was from another homesteading channel, and I decided to give it a chance, and I am just blown away by this plant that God has created. And it helps so many autoimmune disorders. I am not a doctor. Don't do as I say that I did. Just listen to my story. And if you want to hear his story, it's on Big Family Homestead. And it was the man of the house. And he had suffered with rheumatoid arthritis severely to the point where he couldn't dress himself. And just go and listen to him and put in there about moringa 1 year ago. And I think even 6 months ago, he's actually got one from 6 months ago too, because about every 6 months he goes on and tells people about it. And I'm going to try to remember to do something like that myself so that people will know about moringa, because I'll tell you, moringa is just marvelous. I mean, it really is. And so, you know, it is a product that you have to take for the rest of your life, because we don't get the right things in our diet to make it so that we don't have to use some of these other things. And so you have to take it, you know, forever and ever, but that's okay. You know, if I don't have to suffer from the pain that I have had to put up with for the last 7 years, then I don't care what it is, I would take it. Of course, I don't want to take poisons, but I would take it. And Cat's Claw is working with it, and it's helping to back it up. So my doctor actually told me, Dr. Ng, he told me that both products were marvelous, and that if I took them, that it would take the pain away. And so he was right. He was right. It has. So I am very, very grateful. And so just remember, MORINGA, and then Cat's Claw. They both, you can get them both in capsules, or you can encapsulate them and just get the product itself, you know, and capsules and do it yourself. So just thank you so much for spending time with us, and we'll tell you the outcome of our journey on a different video. We love you, and you have a marvelous and wonderful and blessed day. And just remember, Jesus loves you too. Bye-bye.